Hello and welcome to the 18th Cadian Army Group YouTube channel. It is a 500 point battle report, combat patrol, and it is the Ultramarines versus the Eldar Ulthwé. So we're doing a combat patrol mission here, previous to the last mission, which was quite a lengthy battle report. So we're going to do a shorter battle report in this particular episode. So it is a volcanic terrain that we have here. Eldar is present. The Ultramarines are here to seek and to find their hidden enemy. So before we go through the lists, we're going to shout out the patrons that are supporting me through the channel. These are Elite Plus members. So we have Marcus Fraze, Devin Matthews, Maxfield Knuckles, Henrik Pearson, CJ Velasco, Chris Comiskey, Scott Costello, Daniel Baker and Andrea Stewart. A big thank you to those elite members that are supporting me. And they will get their heroic dice. Honourable shout out to them. And then here we've actually run out of slots for the patrons. So what I've done is they will get a shout out as well. So we have Donald Hammer, Phil Marshall, Shay Strait, Cadian Sergeant Steele. We have Matthew Tucker, Ray Cross, Chris Comiskey, and we have Marshall Cummings. So those are the heroic Ultramarines dice that I'll be using for those that are missing. That will not be able to fill in the gaps for these particular models, as the game is so tiny. But still, they get a shout out. And then a special thank you to all those that are supporting me through the Cadian faction as well. Big shout out to those, and for those that are supporting me at the lowest tiers. Thank you to all those comrades for your support. Thing as well, you can watch this battle report 1 week in advance with 0 adverts if you become a YouTube premium member on the YouTube channel. So hit the join button today if you want that perk, so you have 0 ads. And the other thing as well is for tier 6 plus members now, they'll have exactly the same perk as well, so they can watch my battle reports 1 week in advance. I aim to do from Monday, from the following Monday, and then it'll be republished on Tuesday for everybody to see. So this is the combat patrol detachment. It is under 500 points. So we have, leading this detachment is the one and only Cato Sikyrus, and Devin Matthews has the honour of commanding this model today. So he has gone for the Warlord trait, so I'm going to spend a command point for him. He's going to have the Paragon of War, so any wound roll over 6 is an additional mortal wound, and it would be quite useful there for his sword that he has as well on a wound roll over 6. So it's going to be 1 mortal wound plus D3 mortal wounds for his close combat attacks there. And then we have a Space Marine Ancient. These are all firstborn, by the way. So just to clarify that, CJ Velasco, he holds the banner of the Guardians of the Temple. And then we have Maxfield Knuckles. He is representing the Sergeant today. He is equipped with a Plasma Pistol and Power Fist. And then one of the other specialist Battle Brothers, he is equipped with a Plasma Cannon, and that is Marcus Fraze. And then we have another special weapon. We have Henrik Pearson, also known as the Little Tank. He has got the Melter Gun. And then we have a Battle Brother, Jonathan Reyes, who's back on the channel. Thank you, Jonathan, for your support. And then we have Daniel Baker, who's representing this Battle Brother here. And then we have Scott Costello, another Battle Brother, Ryan Woolley, and is representing the Battle Brother. And then we have Tyler Grizzle, who's representing this Battle Brother. And then we have Peter Nastro, who's representing this Battle Brother. And lastly, we have Winston Adkins, who's going to represent the 10th member of the Tactical Squad. Tactical Squad number 1 has been deployed. And alongside, we have Andrea Stewart. He is going to be equipped, he's going to represent the Dreadnought. So he has the Assault Cannon and an Underslung Stormbolter and a Dreadnought Close Combat Weapon. So that works out at 470 points. That's the quickest entry I've ever done. It took me about 2 minutes to do. So combat patrol missions, I thought I'd do something a little bit different on the channel in this episode. Quick, easy narrative mission that we have installed in this episode. So the chapter traits that we have for the Ultramarines is very, very simple. It's +1 leadership as well for morale, and as well we have -1 for falling back, but they can still shoot, which is very, very useful indeed. The battle cry is courage and honour. We march for Macleod, and we shall know no fear. So that is the combat patrol, and we're going to check out the Eldari next. Right, this is the Eldari combat patrol detachment. 500 points. Is it 500 points, Benny, lad?
It is 485.
485. Okay. Now, Ben Hayes has been on the channel quite a few years ago. This was back in 2013.
8 years ago.
8 years ago. 8 years ago. Now, Ben has a reputation for having Nerf swords. In case you don't know what that means, he used to have the Emperor's Champion. I think he sold it, didn't you? Mm. He did sell it. It was quite embarrassing to have. It was basically an Emperor's Champion with a wiggly woggly power sword.
Against an avatar.
It was the old Finecast models that Ben had. He was featured on previous battle reports on the SS82 channel, and boy, that was some memory. We never had so much banter in all our lives. But he is back at long last. He's still playing 40k. You do 30k as well. Yeah. He does play 30k, but he loves his 40k as well. So, Mr. Hayes, you're back. So tell us what you've got in your list.
Right, so leading the detachment, I've got Eldrad Ulthwé. I've used the command point.
Yep.
On his warlord trait.
Yep.
Which is Fate Reader.
Yep.
So after you make a Strands of Fate roll,
yep,
if this warlord is on the battlefield, you can choose to retain 1 additional dice. Okay. The 3 powers I've chosen are Executioner, Guide, and Doom.
Yep. That's it. Yeah. Okay.
Then we have 10 Storm Guardians.
Yep.
With the Serpent Scowl platform.
Yep.
And their loadout is 2 have power swords and shuriken pistols.
Yeah.
2 have Guardian fusion guns.
Yeah.
Another 2 have Eldari flamers.
Yeah.
And the remaining ones have Guardian close combat weapon and shuriken pistol.
Yeah. I mean, it's nice that you can give them quite a lot of weapons now, can't you?
Yeah.
So
a lot more.
Very good. Yeah. Then you have
5 Wraith Guard with Wraith Cannons.
Wraith Cannons, so really good at anti-tank.
Yes.
Yeah, so pretty nice.
Lots of damage.
Lots and lots of damage. So it's 485 points.
Yep.
Do you have a particular doctrine as well for your Eldari? I know you have like a 6+ feel no pain. It's just, do you know your Eldari? Or they just...
It's all psychic.
Mystery. So the attribute they've got Foresight of the Damned, which is what it's known as. So each time a unit with this attribute is selected to shoot or fight, you can re-roll 1 wound roll when resolving that unit's attacks. That's pretty useful there. And then you've got each time you take a psychic test for a psyker with this unit's attribute. If it's the first psychic test taken for that unit this turn, add 1 to the result. Models with the attribute have a 6+ invulnerable save, and each time a model with this attribute would lose a wound as a result of a mortal wound or roll a d6 and a roll for 5+, it is not lost. So there's a lot of rules there actually for your attributes. So that's your traits that you'll have for your entire faction, Ulthwé. So 485 points.
Yep.
Yep, simple as that. So do you have a particular saying for your Eldar?
Guardians ready.
Guardians ready. Oh dear, that is so well executed. Anyway, that's the 500 points list. Let's check out the scenario and deployment and clarification of terrain. Eternal War Combat Patrol, incisive attack. So the mission briefing: 2 forces have dug in and fought to stalemate. Adopting a new approach to the war, opportunistic bands of warriors are now venture forth into no man's land to seize vital ground and defeat the enemy with surgical assaults across the front. So, mission rules: sweep and clear. In this mission, if you control an objective marker at the end of your command phase, it remains under your control. even if you have no models within range of it, unless your opponent controls it as the end of any subsequent phase. Victory points are awarded for the controlling objective markers as follows. Take and hold progressive. At the end of each player's command phase, the player whose turn it is scores 5 victory points for each of the following conditions. They satisfy for a maximum of 15 victory points. Point 1, they control 1 or more objective markers. They control 2 or more objective markers. They control more objective markers than their opponent controls. This primary objective cannot be scored in the first battle round. In this mission, when players are selecting their secondary objectives, they can, if they wish, choose one of them from the surgical assault below. Surgical assault progressive. Score 5 victory points if you control the objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone at the end of your turn. So that is the mission, incisive attack, and then this is the map that we'll be using in this scenario. So we've done the deployment, clarification of terrain, and setting up of objectives. So I'm going to talk about the objectives first. We have an objective here, objective here, objective here, objective here. Very straightforward. We haven't rolled off yet to determine which side is coming on. So it could be the Eldarian Ultramarines on that side or on this side. It looks like it's a classic hammer and anvil type of deployment, but in a very small scale. So the clarification of terrain we've done as follows. This is going to be counting as line of sight blocking terrain. We're going to count this as dense terrain, and then over here, these bits here, this will count as dense terrain there, dense terrain, and over here, if you're within an inch over here, you'll get +1 to your cover saves as well if you're on the opposite side. Chosen secondary objectives. So for the just to clarify, by the way, we actually haven't got the Arcs of Omen book with us, so we're going to revert back to the old rules, which is back in the classic entry. So we've done that as a gentleman's agreement. So I've gone for battlefield supremacy and no mercy, no respite for the Ultramarines, and the mission scenario one, which is surgical assault. So we're both doing that there. And for the Eldari, what have you got?
Warpcraft.
Warpcraft.
And bring it down.
And bring it down. So yeah, so that's the secondary objectives for both sides. So there is the clarification of terrain, objectives, and the type of deployment zone. What we're going to do now off camera is we're going to set up the models and choosing which side on this combat patrol mission. So we've both deployed our forces accordingly. So the Ultramarines off camera won the roll-off, and we have chosen to deploy on this side of the battlefield. And then the Eldari have chosen to deploy here. They had no choice because the Ultramarines took advantage of the precious dice roll. So we have split into combat squads for the purposes of tactical flexibility. So we have a full squad over here, and then long-range bolters. All of them are bolters over there. Actually, I forgot to do that. I need to reorganize that. There, that's better. So the plasma squad is over there, and then we have the tactical marines over here. It's so small, have you noticed? It's so far away, there's so less model, you have to like zoom right in because it's such a small scenario. But it's great, little combat missions, really, really good for those, especially for beginning at 40k. 500 points is a little hurdle to get through. So we have the Ancient behind them as well, and Cato Sicyrus giving the orders there, and then the Blessed Dreadnought in its sarcophagus is on the Ultramarines' right flank. So then over here we have the Eldari. We do have the Wraith Guard over there, and we have the Storm Guardians on this side, and Eldrad himself holding the objective. So simple deployment call. So it is time for this moment of glory. It is time to seize the initiative. So the stakes are high, battle is imminent. Rolling off for initiative. A 6 and a 6. That's a roll off again. And we roll a 3 and a 1. So the Ultramarines have decided to go I'm going to let you go first, Mr. Pointy-eared Princeling. Montkai. So we're going to let the Eldar go first in this scenario. This is the reason being is because if we pull out, we'd be susceptible to charge. We're going to let them seize the initiative and see where they go. So we'll get to react last. So that is the end of the initiative phase. We're going to go straight on to a new battle round. It is battle round 1, turn 1 for the Eldari. Phase. So battle round 1, turn 1 for the Eldari. Ultramarines are back up to 3 command points. You get a command point back for 3. So take that CP. So Ben is back up to 3 as well. And you have got to do your special Strands of Fate for the Eldar. So you're going to roll 2 dice here. So you've got a 4 and a 1. The command phase, back on to the movement phase. The Eldari. Turn 1. End of the command phase, movement phase, coming right up for the Eldar. Turn 1. End of the movement phase, the Eldar, turn 1. So it looks as though the Wraith Guard have pressed forward. You advanced, how far is it? 6. So you rolled a 6, so it's 11 inches for the Wraith Guard, and they're pressing forward to this objective here. And then we've got the Storm Guardians, they're holding this objective here. Eldrad has stayed put to secure that objective. So that is the end of the movement phase. Straight on to the psychic phase now for the Eldar, turn 1. Eldrad is going to cast Guide. Why not? There's nothing else to do. So warp charge value of 6, so 2d6. And that is a 6. I've got no psychers, and that goes off, and Eldrad will get all sorts of bonuses. He's a master psycher. So Guide goes off. The psychic phase, go straight on to the shooting phase next. Is that the end of the shooting phase? I think you got no shooting. Straight away, no shooting. Assaults, nothing. So that's it. So no secondary objectives have been secured yet. Cannot score any primaries on the first battle round. So we're going to go straight on to the Ultramarines turn next. So Ultramarines turn 1, coming right now. Command phase. I have 4 CP. And Ben has 4 CP as well, so 4 and 4 for both factions. The Dreadnought is not going to do its special blessing upon himself because he's got the Captain. So that is the end of the command phase. Going to go straight on to the movement phase. Going right up next. Doctrines I'm going to choose is Tactical Doctrine in this turn. End of the movement phase for the Ultramarines on turn 1. So we've moved forward 6 inches for the Tactical Marines. The Ancient has moved, as well as the Captain. The Dreadnought has swept over right over to the right, over to there. It did advance because there's no other models that are in shooting range. So that's the end of the movement phase. I'm going to go straight on to the shooting phase for the Ultramarines on turn 1. This squad here is going to shoot at the Wraith Guard. This is dedicated to Chris Comiskey. He is a Bronze Star member of the Army Group. So we have 6 shots. So this is Chris Comiskey's moment of glory. No stratagems. I'm going to save my stratagems till a bit later on. With Tactical Doctrine, I count as remaining stationary for purposes of that. And needing 3s to hit rerolling 1s because the influence of the Captain. Rerolling 1s. So it is 5 hits. Strength is 4, toughness 6, needing 5s. That is, would you believe, 3 wounds, and this is at AP -1 as well because of Tactical Doctrine.
4.
So you've got 4 armour saves. It'll be very useful if we bring one down. So, one has taken a wound. You do have your trait, 5 up, feel no pain, which he does not make. So one of the Wraith Guard have taken a wound. 8 shots. This is the second combat squad with the bolt guns into the Wraith Guard, and they're going to do a supercharged plasma cannon. Is going to try and shoot into the Wraith Guard as well. Marcus Fraser's moment of glory, a Bronze Star member of the Army Group and a big fan of the Ultramarines chapter as well. This is for Marcus Fraser. So hitting on freeze, it's good shooting. And now rolling to wound. Another 2, so this is AP -1. Okay. 1 comes through. You've got 5 up, feel no pain because of the thing. That's a cocked eye. I'll
re-roll this one.
This one. And that is a 5. Okay, ignored. Damage ignored there. And then over here, the supercharged plasma. I will call upon. This is dice quickly. I've got to check this out because I'm going to run out of patrons to support me because of the rate of dice fire. So I'm going to do Andrew Stewart. So he is a gold member of the Army Group. So this is D3 shots. 2. I'm going to spend a CP to re-roll that. Okay, 3. That's good. So I'm going to take away a CP down to 3 command points. 3 shots. Hitting on 4 because I moved. And re-rolling 1s. I have to re-roll the 1. If I fail this, he will die. No, but he's missed. He hasn't died. However, it is strength 8. Toughness 6. 3's the wound. 1 wound. That's AP -3.
So 6.
6 to save. Ah, he's got the 6 as well. Oh, this would have been 2 damage.
Look at this.
Well done. So that's the shooting there complete. The Dreadnought was moved too fast. So that is the end of the shooting phase, and it looks as though there's no other assaults. So we're going to calculate secondary victory points, which you've achieved none. We can't score primary objectives until turn battle round 2. So that is the end of the battle round. So we're going to go on to a new battle round. It's battle round 2, turn 2 for the forces of the Eldar. So at the beginning of the battle round, we're just calculating victory points. Ben has secured 10 victory points. He has secured, so they control 1 or more objective markers, and they control more objective markers than their opponent controls. So it's 10 victory points there. For the purposes of primary objectives. Back up to 4, you get 5 command points. The Strands of Fate. So that's a 1 and a 6. So that is a saving throw and advance roll.
I'll keep that.
So he's going to keep both of them. And that's the end of the command phase for the Eldari. Going to go straight on to the movement phase. Going right up. End of the movement phase, the Eldari on turn 2. We have the Wraith Guard that has pressed forward and secured this objective, and they advance or just did a normal move? Just did a normal move, 5-inch move to there, getting in range with them. Oh dear. And then the Guardians have done a advance move, but they can shoot still because of the battle focus special ability. Eldrad has pressed forward. He does still count as securing this objective. So he does have that objective in mind. So that is the end of the movement phase. We're going to go straight on to the psychic phase. Coming right up on turn 2. Eldrad is going to cast Guide on the Guardians. So this is warp charge value of 6. And that goes off, does not go off. Do you want to spend a CP to re-roll? You do have 5 command points. Oh, he's going to do his special roll. Ben's just going to check for Eldrad's ability. Of course, it's Eldrad. He'll get to re-roll that failed psychic test. And that is an 11. That definitely goes off. Guide goes off on the Guardian. He's going to cast Executioner now against the Dreadnought, I'm presuming. Okay. Warp charge value of 7. That is a 10.
Which is...
So that there is... So here we go, let's read the card. So Executioner has a walk charge value of 7. If manifested, select one enemy unit, excluding a character unit within 9 inches, within 18 of the Psyker. The enemy unit suffers D3 mortal wounds. If any enemy units are destroyed as a result... Oh, okay, so you won't destroy it. So you just roll D3 mortal wounds, but -1 damage because of the nature of dreadnoughts. So that's 2 mortal wounds. That goes off. -1 damage would have been 3 wounds, but it's only 2 wounds because of the nature of the dreadnought. So, is there any other psychic powers?
Nope.
Okay, that's the end. The Executioner gone off. We'll put that there for purposes of what's been played. So that's the end of the psychic phase. Straight on to the shooting phase now for the Eldar. Turn 2. Praise the Emperor. The melters are out of range by an inch. So it's just the pistols. You only got 1 pistol that's in range. So just roll to see what you do. 5 is a hit and 5 star wounds. Toughness 7, strength 4. That's a wound. And armor save is a 2. That's another wound. I'm going to have to do a CP reroll for that. 6. That's it. That's fine. But I'll take away a command point. Guard are in range of the first combat squad. 5 shots hitting on 3s.
Yep.
3 hit. Okay, 4 hits. You can re-roll one of those dice for free because of the nature of Ulthwé. So 4 hits come through. Strength of the weapon
10
is going to be 2 to wound, and the AP minus is going to be quite interesting. Any 1s? There is a 1. You can spend a command point to reroll the 1 if you want to. Okay, he's going to spend a command point, so he's down to 4 CP, and that is 4 wounds. What is the AP of these weapons?
So, -4 and D3 plus 3 damage.
Okay, so do one at a time because there's Space Marines. So it bypasses the armour, there's nothing we can do about that. But we can shoot back though.
Okay, first one.
First one, that's 2 wounds, so on a 4+, he'll get to shoot back. So we'll do that in a second. No, he does not. He has fallen. Who is this? Tyler Grizzle has been slain. Oh dear. You're killing my patrons already. Tyler Grizzle. That's 3 wounds.
That's imploded.
And who's this going to kill on a 4+? Could be Daniel Baker. Will Daniel Baker get to fight or shoot back? He does. We'll do that in a second. And next up, that's another kill. And I'm going to do... oh no, Jonathan Reyes. He's just joined. This is horrible. But does he get to shoot? He does. Okay, 2 opportunities to shoot back. This is because of the banner. And the last one is another kill. And that's going to be... who am I going to choose? The sergeant or the melter? I must keep the sergeant alive. Henrik Pearson. 4+. Is he going to shoot? He does, but I'm going to check the range for those weapons. So 3 of the Battle Brothers can shoot back. So off camera, I didn't record this unfortunately. There was a glitch in my thinking. I didn't press the red button, did I? But just to do a quick overview, Henrik Pearson, unfortunately, he didn't get the chance to shoot. Tyler Grizzle killed 1, killed a Storm Guardian. Daniel Baker killed a Storm Guardian, but Jonathan Reyes almost killed 2 of them, but Ben managed to roll an armour save and a 5-up, feel no pain. Defiance! That's the end of the shooting phase for the Eldar. No assault phase, because you did battle focus, didn't you? Morale we'll do now, and we're going to 3, and the sergeant is leadership 7, +1 for being an Ultramarine and +1 for the banner, so they're fine. Guardians, Storm Guardians, however, They lost 2, so your leadership, see what you get.
Just one dice.
Just 1 dice, yeah, 1 dice. And that is a 6. Need to double check that. Oh dear. So, you lose a model. You actually lose a model. So, you lost a model. And for each model present, any roll of a 1, further models flee.
6.
6 models. So here we go. Platform doesn't count as anything. So 1s are really good. So 2 have fled.
No!
No! So 2 of the Guardians have fled the scene. They've seen the Astartes coming. So that's the end of the morale phase. So we're going to go straight on to turn 2 now for the Ultramarines. Beginning of the command phase, back up to 4. And then the Eldari are back up to 5 command points. Doctrines still keep into tactical doctrine for the purposes of tactical flexibility. I'm going to spend a command point for Wisdom of the Ancients for the Dreadnought at my command phase. That is the end of the command phase for the Ultramarines. We're going straight on to the moon phase. Turn 2. Oops! Ben regretted it. You forgot Insane Bravery. How could you forget Insane Bravery? Typical. Ben, can you buff me up to 5 points, please? I've secured this objective, and we're about to reclaim some more. Here we go for the glory. Courage and honour, brothers. We march for Macleod. No secondary objectives have been achieved so far, so we're going to go straight on to moon phase. End of the movement phase, the Ultramarines. Turn 2, Sergeant has moved forward with boldness and with no fear. And then his comrades are behind him as well. Alongside is the Ancient and Cato Sicyrus himself. Wisdom of the Ancients has been applied to the Dreadnought. Much wisdom is needed at this crucial fight. So, no psychic phase, end of the movement phase, straight onto the shooting phase on turn 2. I'm going to call upon CJ Velasco for his moment of glory, a Bronze Star member of the Army Group. Dreadnought, so I have to go right in over here. So Dreadnought is going to fire the assault cannon into there and the storm bolter as well. Assault cannon first. Hitting on 3s. Actually we'll roll over here. I re-roll 1s because of Wisdom of the Ancients. And that is... Now, do I re-roll? this? No, I'm not going to spend the CP to re-roll. Strength is 6, toughness 3, 2 to wound. Why the 1s? 3 wounds, that'll do. 3 wounds. AP minus 1.
So 5.
You do have a 5 up armour save.
3, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, you can put it in there. So wow, good rolling. So 2 saves have been made. 5 up, feel no pain, which he makes on a proper 6. Brutal stuff. And then over here, the sergeant is going to supercharge his plasma pistol, and he's going to shoot into the Wraith Guard, hitting on a 3. I re-roll 1s, thankfully, because of Cato Sicyrus. And for this moment of glory, I'm going to call upon... I will call upon Marshal Cummings. So this is Marshal Cummings' moment of glory. 2. Okay, he's missed. I can't re-roll a re-roll. So he's missed with his plasma still. Missed there. Next up is the bolters are going to shoot into the guard. They're going to shoot into the Guardians, and the plasma cannon is going to supercharge and is going to shoot into the Wraith Guard. I'm going to call upon Daniel Baker, another bronze member, Bronze Star. He collects orcs. Would you believe? His nickname is. AKA Berzork da Zog Puncher. So we have that there. So bolters at the ready, all primed and loaded. As they say in Lord of the Rings, give them another volley. Hitting on 3s. Rerolling 1s because of Kato Sakairis. Generates another hit. Strength is 4, toughness 3. Only 2 wounds, sadly. This is AP -1 though, because of tactical doctrine. No, you do have 5 up, feel no pains. And none have been saved, so 2 more Storm Guardians have been brought down. Filled Knuckles now with the supercharging moment of glory. Of 1. I'm going to have to spend a CP for that, so I'm down to 2 command points. Okay, 2 shots. Hitting on 4s, because I moved. 2 hits, that's excellent. Strength 8, 3s. Both wounded, AP -3. You do have a 6+ invulnerable save.
I've got 6 up save now. If it -3, I've got 3 up normal.
Oh, okay, yeah. So 6 up armor save.
And then I've got my...
And you got your Ulthwé. I don't believe it. Don't remind me. Ben just said his saving throws are coming back. They certainly did in that moment of glory. But you stole it! Sorry! Why did you do boxcars? Why? Time to charge. Dreadnought's going to charge into the Guardians. What are you going to do? You're going to Overwatch or not?
Yes.
He's going to spend a command point to Overwatch against the Dreadnought. Right, so Ben is going to do his Overwatch, which he will do with Guide, which is very useful to reroll the hit rolls.
Right, so I'll do the pistol first.
So pistol first, needing 6s. No. And now the fusion gun.
Guide rerolls.
You do get to reroll that 1. And 3 is a miss, and the fusion gun, he's going to get it. I know what's going to happen. So 2 dice. He's got 1.
And the reroll.
Yep. Okay. It's not going to kill it, but he could do some significant damage because of the -1 damage on the Dreadnought.
Right, so strength 8 -4, d6 damage.
Yep. Oh.
Am I within half a range?
You're not within half range, thankfully.
I'm out of 6, am I?
Yeah. I can double check for you in case some critic is present.
No, out.
No, just out.
Right,
In case the skeptics are there.
Strength 8.
But please comment nonetheless. 2 is a failure. But do you want to spend a CP to reroll the wound?
What was that?
That was to hit, and this is to roll to wound. Do you want to reroll the wound roll?
Yes, I'll use the...
So you're down to 3 command points.
No!
You've got the wound. AP -4.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do. It's the damage now.
D6.
D6 damage. 1 damage only. It's down to 5 wounds remaining on the Dreadnought. Who is this Dreadnought? This is Andreas Struer, and he's going to charge for the glory of the Emperor. And that is an 8, and I think we will make it. Dreadnought is in close combat. Sergeant is going to charge into the Wraith Guard.
I can't overwatch again.
You can't Overwatch again. It's 9th edition. And the Sergeant is in on a roll of a 10. Glory! To charge, we have this combat squad here. Here we go. It could be in on a roll of a 9 as well. We're going to check this off camera. Do I spend a CP to re-roll? Wow, why not? Down to 1 CP. Ooh. I need a 10. I need a 10. No! Rolled a 3! So this charge goes ahead. The charge phase is going to go straight onto close combat next. I'm going to pick the Sergeant. He's going to go over here. Right in the thick of it. So he's got a base of 2 attacks. And he's going to get +1 attack because I've been an Astartes, and I'm going to spend my last command point, would you believe, to count him as Assault Doctrine. Or do I do Scions of Guilliman, just to make sure I get that precious hit roll. There's a troop's choice, and I'm going to do that. I'm going to do Scions of Guilliman, meaning he'll get to re-roll the hit roll. So he gets 3 attacks, and I'm going to call upon Henrik Pearson, who is a Bronze Star member of the Army Group, and he's going to roll 4s to hit because of the Power Fist, -1 to hit. And it's a good job I spent that stratagem. It's a troop's choice. Come on! 2 hits. Strength 8. 3s to wound. And that is 2 wounds. AP -4.
So, invuln.
You only got your invuln, so 6 up invuln. You need these, Ben. Oh, stop it, stop it, stop it! But I did kill a bottle. I did kill a base. So, oh, feeling no pain. Begging your pardon. Another one, because it's 2 damage. Oh, come on! Come on! You got another one to roll as well. Stop it! Okay, down to 1 wound remaining. That is just typical, isn't it? Ah, right. Next is the Dreadnought. Are you going to...
Yeah, I'm going to counter...
You're going to counter interrupt now?
Yes. So...
Okay, he's going to spend 2 command points to interrupt. So, he's interrupted for 2 command points, so he's going to do his Mirror Sword first, or Power Sword. So hitting on a 3.
Should do.
So sword is +1 strength. Makes it strength 4. Gets toughness 7, so even a 5.
6.
And that's a 6, that's a wound. I'm so humiliated.
-3.
Yes, I'm going to call upon Shay Straight, Cadian Sergeant Steel. I'm going to use these regular comrades here that are not in play. They'll still get the honourable mention. And we save another 6, like steel. Ah, yes, now do you feel that?
And the other 2 are just standards.
Standards, so 2 attacks. So hitting on freeze. Our guide, you get to reroll hit rolls. That's a miss. And strength is base 3. 6 to wound. No. Nothing. Now I will get to fight back. I get 4 attacks base, +1 for being Astartes. And I'm going to use the close dreadnought close combat weapon. So hitting on 3s. I reroll 1s because of Wisdom of the Ancients. So only 3 hits. Strength is 12. So 2s to wound. And this is AP -3. And I'm going to spend a CP.
Have you got any left?
Have I got any left?
No.
No, I've got none left. I didn't kill him. Saving throws of 6+. This only applies to range attacks. What is going on? Why? Stop it! It's because you haven't played on this channel for donkey's years, and you humiliate me again. 6. I want to purge someone off an objective. He has to roll those picket dice. Ah! Right. Okay. It is now the turn of the Wraith Guard. They will get to fight back against the Sergeant. We're going to do a correction here. It's -1 damage on Wraith Guard. So actually, this will technically be on 2 wounds remaining for purposes of rules. And the Wraith Guard will get to fight back. So they'll get 3 attacks each. That's quite a few attacks. So that's 15 attacks. So hitting on 3s. If it's 5, 3s to wound. That is 7 wounds. And I'm going to call upon Devin Matthews for this moment of glory. This is pivotal. If I survive here, I will secure that objective. I'll stop him from claiming that. I need at least 5 3+. The Emperor. Ben's looking away. Oh, why? Stop it! It's so cruel. I tried to secure the objective. Who is this comrade? Oh, it's Maxfield Knuckles as well. It's all about the glory, but sometimes it just goes horribly wrong. So no one's securing this objective, sadly. So that is the end of close combat. So morale, the Guardians. So you have lost another 2. Please get a 6. It's a 4. Okay. So their morale is absolutely fine. No more morale. The sergeant was being slain. And we're going to check secondary objectives. No secondary objectives have been achieved on both sides. So morale has been done. Morale has passed. So we're going to go straight on to a new battle round. The Ultramarines have suffered quite a few casualties, but the Guardians have been cut up a bit as well. But pivotally, this unit has killed the sergeant, which could have trumped that unit securing that objective. It is not to be, but we're going to go straight on to battle round 3, turn 3 for the Eldari next. To 1 command point for the Ultramarines, and back up to 2 for the Eldar. Has just rolled Strains of Fate. He's rolled a double 6 for that as well. Just when things couldn't get any worse. Saving throws. So he's got a double 6 with saving throws. Great. This is going to be really, really useful for the Eldar. So I'm going to go straight on to turn 3 for the Eldar on battle round 3. End of the movement phase for the Eldari on turn 3. The Wraith Guard have fallen back, done a tactical withdrawal. It looks as though they're going to try and engage with their fusion weaponry against the Dreadnought. The Guardians have cowardly fell back as well, so they won't be able to shoot. Especially with that double 6 roll earlier on that they made. And they've got double 6 on standby for, what's it called again? The, where you get those dice at the beginning of the command phase. I've completely forgot. Strands of Fate, that's the one, yes. So that is the end of the command phase. Going to straight onto the psychic phase next on turn 3. He's going to cast Guide on the Wraith Guard, and if he does so, he will score 3 victory points. And that is, you can re-roll because you are Eldrad. I roll my eyes, and that's a 7, and 7 is what is required, so 3 victory points are added for the Eldar. The Eldar are on 13 victory points. Purposes of victory points, it's 15 victory points added on top there. The Eldar are very, very comfortable at this moment, so that score is 28 points to 5 at this current time. Executioner against the Dreadnought. Warp charge value of 7. And that is a 5. Does not go off.
Can I command pointer?
You can indeed spend a CP. And that is a 10. Executioner goes off.
Does more, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you slay that model, which you don't. So, which you cannot. D3 mortal wounds. 1 mortal wound, so down to 4 wounds remaining on the Dreadnought. The Dreadnought is brave, but failed to kill those Guardians was a big, big move indeed. Is that the end of your psychic test?
Yes.
How many can you cast?
Eldred can do 3 per
You can cast Smite if you want to. And why am I telling you these things? Smite! And that is a 5, it's going to pass, unless you roll a 6. No, so it's just a regular smite, D3 mortal wounds. 1, so another mortal wound comes in against the Dreadnought. So that's the end of the psychic phase, straight onto the shooting phase for the Eldar on turn 3. Eldrad's pistol against the Dreadnought.
Just check the range, it's 12.
Yeah, you're in range. I just know.
2s.
2s to hit. He's Eldrad. He's a hit.
And then
5s to wound. No, nothing. Bounces off the arm of the Dreadnought. I've activated smoke launchers on the Dreadnought, so it's -1 to hit, but Guide is in effect, hitting on 3s. 4s. Waste a CP. Guide! Maybe not. I've definitely wasted that CP. Strength!
10, I believe.
Oh. Strength 10 is going to be 3s to wound. Toughness 7. Let's hope you get loads of 1s and 2s. Pressure on. Damage and AP.
-4, D3 +3.
D3 plus... Ah! No Armour of Contempt anymore, sadly. So it's D3 +3.
Yep.
It will... There's 2 of them have gone through. There's going to be 4 damage straight away. There's nothing I can do. The Dreadnought is gone. Does it blow up? This is Andreas Struer's Dreadnought. And a 5. It does not detonate.
He can come back to fight another day.
Come back and fight another day. But Andreas Struer is no longer alive in this battle report. Thank you, Andreas, for your support. This is the classic Space Marine Dreadnought. Oh, how tiny it is. But what a model. What a model. I love this model. So that's the end of that model. He's just laughing his head off in the background. He knows how annoying these weapons are. The Wraith Guard are so tough. How many points are they? Wraith Guard.
They're 40 points a model.
40 points a model. So that there is 120, 160 points. Pretty good for what you get there in points value. I think a Dreadnought is about 105, 110 points. Oh, they are 200 points. No, I take that back. Okay, so 200 points. Yeah, pretty powerful unit there for the Eldar. Okay, that's the end of the turn for the Eldar. There's no morale to do. You have got Bring It Down. So you scored another 3 victory points, I believe. So that is now 31 points to the Eldars, and then Ultramarines only got 5. So that is the end of the turn for the Eldar. Straight on to the Ultramarines. Turn 1. Turn 3. Turn 3. Oh, what's going on? It's turn 3 for the Ultramarines on battle round 3. Ah.
The Eldar are everywhere.
Yeah, the Eldar are everywhere. Tell me about it. Let's get on with this. Back up to 1 command point here for the Ultramarines. The Eldar are back up to 2 command points. Doctrines, we're sticking to tactical doctrine on turn 3. The Ultramarines have scored 5 victory points as they secure this objective, bringing their total to 10. That's it, and nothing happening on the command phase, and going to go straight on to the movement phase on turn 3, the Ultramarines. End of the movement phase on turn 3. The brothers in arms have advanced forward 6 inches, sticking with tactical doctrine, relentlessly shooting away, trying to kill as many troops choices as possible, ready for the close combat action. Right, so that is the end of the movement phase for the Ultramarines. We're going to go straight on to the shooting phase, coming right up on turn 3. Right, bolter weaponry is going to shoot at the Guardians. I need to kill those troops. And the plasma cannon is not even going to bother to supercharge. It's -1 damage anyway. It's so flipping tough. So it's going to fire its plasma cannon into them. But I will do Scions of Guilliman for them, spending my last command points. They will get to re-roll their failed hit rolls in the shooting phase. Calling upon Devin Matthews. He is a Silver Star member of the Army Group. And this is for you, Devin. We are going to shoot the bolters into the Guardians, hitting on 3s. Re-rolling failed hit rolls because of Scions of Guilliman. All but 1. Shrimp is 4. 3s to lose. All but 1. That is AP minus 1 because of tactical doctrine. And you do have a 5 up armor saves. 6 saves of 5 pluses. Ben, stop it! You're never coming back on the channel again if you roll these crazy dice rolls. You killed 1 Guardian for bolters! Be off review!
Got to keep the melters.
Keep the melters, will you? Oh. Yes, plasma cannon, and I'm going to call upon the last of the Elite Plus members, Scott Castello. D3 shots. Not supercharging because there's no point. Why the apothecary symbol? What is wrong? 1 shot. I can't even kill it. Come on, Scott. Do it for the Emperor. Rerolling 1s. Good job I didn't supercharge. And I missed because I moved. Ah! Right, next up is Cato. I'm going to double check his range. Cato is out of range, sadly. However, we have an ancient with a bolt pistol. And he misses, of course. So that is the end of the shooting phase. Charges, we're going to have to charge. We've got no choice. Do you want to spend a command point to Overwatch?
Yes.
Yeah, he pumps his fist up high.
With guide on them.
With guide on them as well. Why can't we have the same for Scions of Guilliman? That's the thing. For one command point, they'll get guide throughout the rest of the turn. Whereas with Scions of Guilliman, it only lasts for a particular phase. Games Workshop logic, I don't know. I don't understand. Right. Do your last, brother.
5. No, 2.
What is wrong with... What's with the dice are tainted? 2 hits. 2s to wound. Strength 10. AP minus 4. Damage roll. D6 a time. Oh, you killed him as well. Right, I get to shoot back. Okay, he's just crawling there. So I'm going to have to be rid of Ryan Woolley. 4+. He'll get to shoot. No, Ryan doesn't get to shoot. And Peter Nastro, a sergeant of the army group. He doesn't get to shoot. No! This is getting worse. Right, my charge roll. Okay, 8 inches. I'm going to double check that off camera. Okay, there is hope. We just about made it. We actually needed an 8 because of the 3-inch that we get. So it's actually a successful charge because of engagement range. So the tactical squad is in close combat. Right, so that's the end of the charge phase, and we're going to continue around. We're going to make sure we wrap around. Purposes there, so we do grab them, and we're going to have 6 attacks each. Sorry, 2 attacks each because we're on the charge. Hitting on 3s. Only 1 wound, no AP, and also 6. 5 feel no pain. Stop it! Why? Can't take it anymore.
I could have just used those.
Right, you've got 15 attacks.
I've got
with these Wraith Guard. 3s to hit, and you get to re-roll misses because of guide. Unbelievable. Such a powerful psychic card.
Right, they're all hits.
They're all hits. And
1 miss.
Take away the 2. That's it, 1 miss. So 14 hits. Strength is 5. Toughness 4. So even 3s to wound. There's a few wounds. 11 saves of 3+. Now if I fail all of these, I just give up. Stop it. Stop it. Come on! Come on! That's it! Roll 4. Right, you've killed one, and actually the Space Marine is still holding the objective, so that's really good news. But he's only got 1 wound remaining on this objective. Unbelievable. Has fallen. It's Winston Adkins. Ah, faithful comrade. And Scott Costello. Oh, this is so cruel. Never mind. Okay, that is the end of the turn and the battle round. So, morale...
I've lost 1.
I've lost... How many brothers did I lose here? I lost 4 in total, didn't I?
Yeah, 5. Yeah.
So, roll for 6. I'm going to do the morale test here. I'm going to call upon Phil Marshall. Come on, Phil. I ignore modifiers, actually. So, 5... Oh, no. They shall know no fear. They're gone. Okay, I think I'm just going to call it here. Because this is just ridiculous. Something terrible has happened. I think it's just the cursed dice roll. So let's just calculate the objectives here. Why did I let my opponent go first? It's because, I know it sounds terrible, but I need to get behind cover, behind line of sight on the objectives over there. But he spread his troops around very, very quickly, and the strains of fate on the advance roll of the 6 for them, that was a big, big bonus. It's a good move, Ben, I have to say. That's good tactical thinking there. So the conclusion is we are going to fall back. We're going to concede. We're going to fall back. Even though we know no fear, we'll fight again another day. So big shout out to those, unfortunately, that didn't take the dice roll. I will do it nonetheless. Donald Hammer, Chris Comiskey, Ray Cross, and Matthew Tucker. Thank you, comrade. Thank you, comrades, for your support there. I'm sorry I didn't have enough models because it's so small of a game, so I had to make the most of the perk there. So you get your heroic dice. And if you don't get a dice roll, I'll still give you a shout out nonetheless. The survivors were Devin Matthews and CJ Velasco. So those are the comrades that have survived on the channel. Units of the game.
Wraith Guard. The
Wraith Guard. That's as simple as that. Units of the game for the Ultramarines.
The Dreadnought.
The Dreadnought did pretty well, withstanding a lot of damage, but that's about it. But this is the thing, it's combat patrol, it's small, quick, fun game to play. This literally took about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a bit of fun there. So that's the end of the game. Special thank you to Mr. Ben Hayes. He's back again on the channel. Thank you, comrade, for your support. And I love your Eldar army, I really do. Never forget those dice rolls. Oh, that's fantastic. So what a debut. Ben is back, and he said he's got some armies. So he's got orcs. You've got
loads of armies.
Loads of armies. He's got to paint them. So a little campaign asset to do is to get these little projects milestones done. So 500 points. He's got 500 points of Eldar here. And what a debut. It pushes you to do 1,000 points, and then 2,000 points, and then maybe 3,000 point games. So there's the purpose on the channel. So there you go. So that's a quick battle report there. 500 points, combat patrol. Big thank you to all of you who have watched the entire battle report. Please remember, if you've enjoyed the battle report, please hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you won't miss another video, and share this video with as many people as possible. If you want to contribute to the channel even more and to become a member of the channel, do check out patreon.com/the 18th Cadian Army Group, and also on YouTube membership. And remember, you can watch this battle report and future battle reports for with 0 ads if you become a premium member or veteran member on patreon.com/18th Cadian Army Group. Special thank you to all my sponsors that are supporting me on the channel. And remember, if you want to support me on the channel a little bit further, you can contribute to the channel by simply, whenever you buy any 40k items, remember to hit the affiliation link. Link is in the iCard above as well. So that is all the announcements. A big thank you to all the members that are supporting me, and for all the free viewers that are watching my videos. So the more members that join and patrons, the more content there will be. And thank you very much for watching, and as always, happy wargaming.